NCRP Productions presents Unhallowed Metropolis, Secrets in the Sands, Episode 14. Hi, this is Barry, and I'm welcoming you back to Secrets in the Sand, our Unhallowed campaign. I'm going to go around the board and have everybody introduce themselves, and then we're going to get started. Jill?
Hi, my name is Jill, and I'm playing Raya, the Mourner.
I'm Matt, and I'm playing Ayden, the Antiquarian.
Hello, I'm Michael. I'm playing Dr. Everett Wolfe, the doctor specializing in alchemy and chemistry.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ty. I'm playing Ray Callahan, our Pugilist.
Hi, it's Sequoia, and I'm playing Frankie, the Undertaker.
Hey everybody, it's Pedro playing Dr. Desmond, Wright.
So, last week, when we left off, I'll get you just up to date on where everyone was. Upstairs, we had Dr. Wright in his room with a hypodermic needle of hide formula and a gun facing the door. His expectation is if the EMP came in, he's not going down without a
Someone's going to throw out, and it's not going to be the throats.
Dr. Wright, don't go out like no punk.
Also upstairs, I thought was Frankie, but in re-listening, Frankie's actually at the door. In fact, at the door, with the door partially open and the ability to see, are Frankie and Raya.
Yes.
Slightly in front of the door is Ray. Ray was just about ready to turn back into the house when there was a scream from Sarah. Currently, no one's working on Sarah. What's that?
I said freaking Sarah.
Inside, Ayden is currently a little boozed up and dealing with some tiredness and, if I remember correctly, a mild wound? Yeah, okay. A slight wound. And then Dr. Wolfe is finishing stitching up on Cal with Marood watching over. Mei Ling is upstairs, Billings is upstairs, and I believe I've hit everyone, right? Anyone I forgot?
I believe everyone...
Yeah, that's everyone.
We talked about Wolfe, yeah.
All right, good. So the scream happens, and Ray, you see the lead guy turn around, and he yells back to the others, "Follow me!" And he comes running up the stairs. As he comes up the stairs towards you, he says very clearly to you, in no uncertain terms, and it doesn't sound friendly at all. It says, "Step out of the way."
I'll open the door for him.
Okay. So for the two of you, Frankie and Raya.
Yeah, I'll step aside. Yeah.
All right, so you push the door open, Ray. They've stepped aside. Are you hiding behind the door, or are you standing so they can clearly see you?
Frankie wants to fight these guys. He's going to very clearly step where he has a little bit of swinging room.
All right, very good. Raya?
We don't have anything to hide.
Some ghost swinging.
Yeah.
I think.
So it sounds like Raya and Frankie are not on the same page. So Raya's
That
like,
sounds about right.
Frankie's like, I still want to fight.
Yeah, that's pretty typical.
All right. So the lead man, who you're going to now finally getting to really think about it, he's a sergeant. He comes running in past you. He runs into the steps, into the front part of the room, down the two steps into the living space, and just stops.
Do they all come in?
Well, the rest are coming up, but he, as he skids to a stop, what he sees is the symbols in the middle of the room.
Oh, yeah.
The candles still burning. A few of the symbols have been wiped out. There is Dr. Wolfe. There is a doctor stitching up the leg of a man who's laying down, and Marood standing over, a very dark black man, which you haven't seen anyone his color yet in Egypt, standing over him. You, in addition to that, on the far side, have Sarah, who has, if I remember correctly, the across the street family are still here as well.
Yep.
They're sitting over. She is, by the way, she hasn't quit screaming. She is up screaming. and it's pretty much one long peal. I'm not even going to try and pretend that one. It's just going to be one long screaming peal. Yeah, something like that, although we're going to break people's ears if we try and redo it. Ray, there's an additional 3, I'm going to call them troopers, coming up the stairs. Very good. And getting out of the car itself, you will see the doctor, although he comes around to the front of the engine of the car and stands there, and then the other gentleman who was with him who walks up the stairs. You get that he's in no rush. So the 3 get up the stairs, they come in, they step in, and they stop. All 3, for those of you inside, and Ray, you saw this as well, all 3 have drawn a truncheon, basically a billy club. Everybody inside gets to look, and is anyone doing anything? No one has said anything.
So I don't see Wright, correct?
You do not see Dr. Wright.
Okay.
So, Wolf, I mean, the moment the scream would have happened, it would have been like a really sharp reaction, like sudden fight flight response.
Perfect.
Almost.
Give me a medicine roll.
Yeah.
Rapid fire
Stitch
medicine.
the leg to the nose.
That'll be fine. I'll buff
Well,
right
I
now.
did fairly well there. That is 22.
So you're able to hold the stitch steady as the scream begins.
Yeah.
And then knowing that you need to finish, you continue because
Yeah,
that's
but
what
at the
a doctor
moment,
does.
I look at Maroon as I do there. It's like I just have to focus at the moment. So I shake my head and I just start finishing up the stitch.
That half second that you look up at Maroon, he is standing facing you. He has turned his head to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? Ayden, are you out of your cups enough to react?
I'm just laying there going, shit.
Okay, very good. And Ayden, of course, his hand, though bandaged, there's blood everywhere. There is blood on the floor.
I'm gonna ask Ray, do you want me to close the door?
I'm gonna look at the sergeant and just can we close the door?
The sergeant stands there and he says, no. And he seems to come back in himself. He turns around and he says, and again, Ayden, through the haze, you are going to understand what they're saying. Ray, you're going to understand what they're saying. He tells the three, he said, the three of you, stairs, door, which is all the exits other than the front door from this floor.
Okay. Have I gotten any inkling that these men know English?
No, you have not.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to Frankie and I'm gonna ask him in English, where's Wright?
Upstairs.
What? We've told him to stay up there?
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay? So the last gentleman finishes his slow walk up.
Mm-hmm.
He gets up to the top. He looks at you. He says, and you are?
Ray Callahan.
Very good. And your connection to the home here?
I work for the owner.
Very good. Put
master-
on some clothes, man. Remember that Ray is to the waist, completely naked, blood still stitching across your chest, and that wound's been recently closed up.
I'll grab my vest and I'll
So
put
step
it
in
on.
and put on your vest. Very good. All right.
Barely clothing.
You heard the interchange. Again, you don't know what he said. You heard the interchange, but he looks at you, looks back at Ray, and says, my understanding is most of these people do not speak our language. Ask this one what this one's doing here. And the obvious nod is at Frankie.
He wants to know what you're doing here.
None of your business.
What do you tell
I'm going to laugh at that.
He's an associate of mine.
Very good. Ask him to step away from the door. Give us room.
He wants some room. He wants you to step away from the door.
And I know that you step back and you're clear, but you could, as he says this to you, you realize you could bolt out the door.
Let's play along for now.
Alright. Yeah, I'll move, not away from the door, but to the side of the door more.
Okay, very good. He doesn't look back. He assumes, you all get the feeling who are watching him, that when he gives an order, he expects it to be done and doesn't think that somebody wouldn't.
And this is not the sergeant, correct?
No, Sergeant is down just kind of looking at the scene.
Okay.
So he continues
this is
down.
like some kind of detective or something like that.
He looks over at Raya. He looks back at you and he says, so there was a death in here. You've already brought in a whaler?
Not a English equivalent. Apologies. The master of the house has some guests over, and they have brought their own associates. So this accommodation is for them, technically.
But she was brought here for death.
Yes, she was brought here for death.
Whose death? Who died? By the way, just to remind you, there is no body down here. Every person is alive in some fashion down here.
Ayden, the master's, is the master of the home. His grandmother passed recently. I'm saying this loud enough that you can hear it. Yes. And
As he's drunk, he's I never even seen
And
my
which one is
grandma.
Ayden?
I'm sorry?
And which one is Ayden?
Ayden is And I'll point to Ayden, who's
All right.
in
Who's
not the
down
best
drunk.
shape. I told you, we've had a very rough night with the looters.
So the sergeant turns around and says to the person who's walked in, and now that he's far enough in, you're getting to see, you're fairly certain he is a lieutenant.
Yeah.
Which, for you, should be a little bit odd that the lieutenant is doing rounds around town. Strange, not completely out of place, but strange.
Well, with them looking for Wright.
So the sergeant will say there were a number of things going on in here, and lieutenant says, that's fine, I can ask. So he looks down at you, Ayden.
Grandma, why did you leave?
drop a character point in, and
So young.
is that in English or
It's in English.
it's in English?
Yeah.
The lieutenant looks to you and he says, "What is he saying?"
He
He sounds distraught.
he's still mourning the process of his grandmother passing. I do apologize.
So go ahead and give me a charm roll.
Are you not charming?
No!
No, Ray is not charming.
I mean,
That's not a horrible roll.
Hey.
So that's a 17.
So the lieutenant, you can see that stern outer breaks just a little, and he says, "What was the scream? If his grandmother is dead, what was the scream?" And the one, she's still screaming, and he says, I realize it's her. Why is this woman screaming?
Literally about 2 minutes ago, everything was fine. I don't know why the hell she's
Was
screaming
she
right
related
now.
to the woman?
Yes, it's her sister.
Is this now in Egyptian or still English?
I'll say it in Egyptian.
So he looks at you and says, you speak the correct tongue. And so
yes, the correct
This is-
tongue. Remember that, British.
so this is your great aunt?
Yes.
He nods, and again, so Ray, you're kind of watching him. You can again see a little more break, and so he says to the sergeant, "Sergeant, what was the reason? What were you concerned?" He says, "We were just in here. They didn't tell us this was going on." And he looks around. He says, "This is simply a summoning circle." And the sergeant looks at him and looks down, and he says, "Nothing to be seen here. Why don't we go on?" He looks at Ayden. He says, Everything is fine. This is the lieutenant. The sergeant is looking weird. Anybody watching him, the sergeant's kind of, his head's darting back and forth down at the circle, back at the lieutenant, looking around. And he says, out, everyone out. And the three of them head out. The sergeant heads out. The lieutenant does not. The lieutenant looks down at you and he says, "This is your home?
Yes.
Do you know anything about the man who lives next door?"
Oh, the Ayden Carter.
Yes.
He's our landlord. Very understanding individual. He let us have our funeral service in here. He was very understanding.
May I ask, and I don't mean to pry, but where is your grandmother's body now?
Hopefully in a better place.
So he's staring at you, and there's a blink moment, and he says, "Not her body."
We had her cremated.
Immediately.
Without prejudice.
Last breath immediately lit on fire. Gasoline already in hand.
Just the ceremonial flamethrowers.
A few hours ago, right before everything went weird and stuff was falling from the sky.
He said, "You had the service, I assume, here," and he puts his hand towards the circle.
Yes.
Did you see anything?
Oh, it's so disturbing. There were so many. I mean, I thought I saw rocks, flaming rocks falling from the sky, and we were here to. My great aunt wanted to make sure her spirit was safe going on with all the demotes, and we tried to do a ritual here, and I'm sorry. I just got too upset, and I fell, and I just caused an entire yeah.
Give me a charm roll.
Zara's still screaming, right?
Star is still screaming.
The word you're looking for is kerfuffle.
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 And Ray, you very much can read the lieutenant. He's very, very unsure about what's being
17.
told him. So 17. All right.
My great aunt was just so upset at everything that I could just mess up such a beautiful ritual. She's very hysterical.
He says, I understand. He looks back to you, Ray, and as he looks back at Ray, both Raya and Frankie, you're going to notice that he takes a quick look at each of you, and he looks back at you, and he says, these other two here, who are they? And you now realize the other two, the across the street friends, they've been watching the whole time. They have stayed silent. They are just holding Sarah, one on each side.
They're
But you know, all right, so just so you know, Ty knows, I know that Ty knows, he's lying completely.
I set it up for him to
All right,
lie.
good. All right.
That's what.
down.
Yeah.
I was gonna bust this up.
Oh,
I was trying to make it so blatantly obvious.
Do
Like,
I
okay,
hear
everyone.
anything? Like, do I hear
You
I hear
definitely hear
screaming.
the muffled voices downstairs. There's,
And the screaming.
there's
You
discussion.
definitely hear the
the
screaming.
the just about one long scream, like she breathes in again and continues it.
I'm just itching to do
So
something.
I think...
These.
Oh. Can I sidebar real quick?
Yes, you can sidebar real
Thank
quick.
you.
I need to think of this answer. So
Ryan and I have hand signals set up.
Yes,
I'm going to give her the be ready signal.
very good. All right.
they are friends of the great aunt. They were also very close to the grandmother.
Us two? Or the other ones?
He's speaking in Egyptian. You have no idea what he's talking about, but he is pointing at the two people on either side of Sarah. So the lieutenant again takes one more look around, and you can see if he was a camera, a video camera, he would literally be taking it all in. He's going that kind of slowness. All right. Turns back and comes over to you. So again, I want to remind everyone, it is evening. It is not pitch black, but it is evening. Ray, give me a wits roll.
Not streetwise.
No.
Understand.
Oh.
That is an 18.
Ty brought new dice to her.
So that's
Yeah.
good.
Thank
So
you.
you will see either a glint of moonlight off his right eye or a light that slowly goes out in the back of his right eye.
Okay, so it's not a reflection of light.
These are your options to think about. And he comes in close to you. He says, I'm not certain what's gone on here. He says, I'm going to trust that you can handle anything that happens here. By the way, you put on a shirt. You put on the vest, right?
I put on my Arabian vest, yes.
He says, I'm guessing you would be capable of handling whatever happens here.
Well, with myself and
And Ayden, you can just barely hear them, so you can't understand this. The rest of you just hear him talking in low tones. They don't sound unfriendly, but they sound stern.
even if I couldn't, I've got another man to my right and the whaler to my left. 3 of us can handle anything.
Additional things happen tonight that may come out in the next few weeks. I would hate to know that it happened here as well. I would hate to find out in the future that it happened here as well, is what he actually says. And then he leans in very close and he says, you'll let me know when the next fight happens, yes? And it's very, actually, Frankie would be the only one to see it. He looks very direct at Ray, like whatever he's saying doesn't sound like a threat, but it certainly looks like a threat to you. To you, Ray, it's just him leaning and asking.
Sir, yes, sir.
He says, very good. And then he says, for the rest of you, he says something loud. For the 2 of you, what he says is, all right, continue on. And he heads down the stairs. What do you do?
All right, I'm going to see him out, and then
Yep, he's gone down the stairs.
I'm going to continue standing at the door.
Okay.
I'm not going to watch them. I'm just watching the streets.
Okay.
And
So they load back up. The sergeant is on foot, continues ahead of the vehicle, and in the same way that you guys saw him come down, one of the other men will join him, and they're leading and continuing on down the street. And when I say on down the street, we're going in the same direction that you guys had heard the gunshots a few hours ago now.
okay.
So no fight?
No fight yet.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Everybody's getting ramped and left.
So I'm gonna wait about a minute, and then I'm gonna just walk back inside, just like, good, sweet, Mary, Joseph. I'm just gonna go to the couch. I'm just gonna collapse.
So the door is still open. I'm going to let you guys know.
I'll close the door when I come
All right.
back in.
You shut the doors and come back in. Very good.
What
I'm
is it
actually
with you
gonna
guys?
bar
Were you born in a
the door.
stable?
All right. So upstairs,
Nothing
right?
ever happens ever again.
You've heard the door shut.
It'd be too soon.
And there's very, very quiet mumbling.
Okay, so
Except for the
Other
scream.
than Sora, who's still screaming.
okay,
Can somebody shut her up, please?
so then
And I'm
I
assuming that's in English.
Yes.
did you tell me to not come down? Did anybody tell me to not come down?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I think Frankie said stay
You
up
were
here.
Yeah.
very firmly scolded.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like Wright can come down for now, at least.
No,
until
he's fine.
He's fine up there.
I'm just up there getting antsy.
Right.
Honestly, I'm sitting still, methed up, so I'm just like,
You're twitching and you're looking at the syringe like, if I go here, maybe in the stomach, no,
that would
faster
hurt
in
too
the neck.
much. That would no.
Right in the heart? No, what if I accidentally don't plunge it and then it stops? Then,
So,
that'll
Ayden,
be a
you're
completely
going to
different
remain somewhat out of it, other than the screaming. Ray, you are relaxing, other than the screaming. Wolfe, you are finishing up suturing.
Mm-hmm.
Raya and Frankie, what are you doing? The screaming hasn't stopped.
Could someone please
Do
look
you-
at my hand?
I can look
You
at
need a
it.
doctor.
How quiet do we need her?
Well,
How quiet do we?
I'm just gonna sit there blinking for a second. I'm just like,
Dr. Wolfe,
please
are
just
you
let
almost
one of the doctors
finished
deal with
with Cal?
it.
Alright.
I've heard enough screaming in my lifetime. This is nothing.
how close am I to finishing? Just out of curiosity.
You're putting the last tie over stitch right now.
I think Sarah could use some attention.
Yes.
Besides, those
can do
neighbors
that.
could come again, and I really don't want to deal with them a second time.
I'm gonna ask Ayden, can I get in the kitchen? Is that alright with you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find food.
Okay. Are you getting food for just you?
And
Or are you bring and Raya?
Yeah.
Are you bringing out food for the two of you? Okay, but no one else.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I say no thank you.
I'll just eat it all.
All right,
Rude,
so
we can
Wolfe,
lie.
when you are done stitching Cal, you
Yeah,
bandage cover it, and
Yeah, I'm going to look to Marud and go, we're going to let Cal lie here for a minute. Once I take care of Sarah, we'll need to make sure we keep Cal level. We'll bring him up to bed.
very good. You let me know when I can bring him up.
I'll nod, and there's a brief moment where he sort of pauses, almost furrows his brow because it's like he's like trying to operate through a fog, and then shakes his head, and then gets up and breaks his valise and moves towards Sarah.
All right, so she is screaming. It is a high pitched through the nasal cavity and upper throat screaming. Screaming, even already, you know that she's going to have, her vocal cords are going to hurt. But she is going to do extreme damage if it continues like this. And basically, for the guys around the table, think about any time you've ever sung in falsetto. Now, ramp it up to 10. The kind of pain that you're creating from that. And this has been going on now for probably 6 to 7 minutes solid.
Ugh, God. Yeah, that's bad.
That's it. I'm punching her lights out. That's it. I'm done.
Oh no.
Ray gets up. So the couple from across the street are looking up at Dr. Wolfe. They can't really say anything to him because they know he doesn't speak English. But
Well, I do speak
Egyptian.
English. I can't
I
speak
mean, I'm
Egyptian.
sorry, that's Egyptian. But they are.
Who knows?
looking at
Maybe
you.
I can't speak English either.
All this time we were speaking French.
Just no. So, Hyoscine is something that's it's sort of a tranquilizer. The hope is at the very least it's like, okay, she's what could be like before I just like, you know, stick her with something to make her
her up.
dope her up and knock her
I
out.
already doped her up a little bit.
Well, you put laudanum on her, didn't you?
Yeah, well,
Wait, not
I
on
gave,
her.
I gave it to her. Well, that's why it didn't work. I just kind of spritzed it on her.
It's
Yeah.
a gel.
So
How's
so
that?
Now I just think you're a druggie.
So, I mean, I'm not. Unfortunately, I don't have anything in psychology, so I can't think about like what could possibly going on mentally here that's causing this particular reaction. But I do know we gotta quiet her down.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
So sorry, I'm just going through my.
I understand.
Wolfe, well, to be honest, Wolfe might be thinking a little slower than normal anyway, but he probably is thinking way faster than me. And
There's a knock at the door.
yeah, okay, of course there is.
Love of God!
So, okay.
Nobody's thinking home!
So
Yelled in what language?
English, I know. I'm gonna get back up and I'll start walking towards the door.
Wolf?
I'm going to, for the lack of a better term, I'm going to put one of my hands on the back of Sarah's head. I'm going to gently push her down so as to lie her back down so she's not sitting down. So if I do have to dope her up, she doesn't suddenly
Plunk and hit.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So does that change anything when I guide her down? She's still having the noise.
No. You said you're holding her. I missed something. Are you pushing her back down?
Yeah. I'm trying to push her gently.
Have
down.
you drugged her yet?
No.
No, you're not pushing her down.
Okay, she's
If
stiff as a board.
If you want to manhandle her down, that's different. But if you're just trying to gently put her down,
Yeah.
there is the rigidity in her stomach, in her chest, in her neck.
Okay. All right. So a little bit of Hyoscine.
Stick her with it.
Yep. Just enough to.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Hang on just a moment. Ray, you do what at the door? The door is
I walk up
rebarred.
to the door, I unbar it,
Yep.
just throw the door open, just absolutely ticked off, step through and look at whoever's there.
Well, there's 3 of the Iwans there, and the lead one says, "Now I demand to know what's going on." And he's not intimidated by you this time at all.
I punch
and
him in the
goes
face.
to- All right. Go
Now I
ahead.
demand.
Give me an unarmed combat roll.
I'm gonna keep snacking and see where this pans out.
Throw this guy
Like
off of
popcorn,
the
right?
porch.
Frankie's sitting there like popcorn.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, you're still
Yeah. So
he's not expecting it. So for
You are punching, so the objective is not to kill.
oh no,
Okay.
break his nose, maybe, but
maybe his jaw, just keep him from.
that's a 17.
And now is that you said punch him in the face, so that includes the -3?
I have head taker, so I don't take the -3.
Very good. 17 you are going to hit. You're going to hit the head, add 5 to your roll.
Well, this is not
Give me your
long
2
story.
dice,
This is
add
just a
add
nosy
the plus
neighbor.
5. Give me the
No,
plus
he's the
vitality.
worst.
Oh well, I wasn't really going for damage on this anyway, so.
It just comes over whenever he wants. It's never an appropriate time.
so, why am I reading
Hello,
numbers?
Ayden.
So you said +5 to my vitality.
Plus 5 to your vitality to that die roll.
That's a 15.
So that 15, that is going to be a serious wound.
Oh God! We weren't kidding about breaking his jaw.
So yeah, you will definitely break the nose.
I wish you could the higher you roll, the more care you could take. You know.
Well, yeah, if he wants to, but he said he's looking to break his nose, so I'm going with that.
You have murdered your neighbor. Achievement unlocked.
He's impossible
That'll
to kill.
All right.
yeah. The nosy neighbor
he
can never
staggers
die.
back. The 2 others catch him as he stumbles back off the steps, and you can see that he is infuriated, wanting to say something, but he's more in pain, holding his face. Blood is gushing out under his hand. He's muttering through something, and you know he's trying to say something because there is blood coming from his mouth as he's speaking through. But the other 2 just kind of grab him and all but run him down the stairs and back next door.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you.
What do you do? Do you continue down the stairs after him? Do you stand where you are? What do you do?
I'm gonna just. That felt amazing. And then we'll walk back inside.
All right.
And then just close the door. Just we might have a problem here in a couple minutes, but
Oh, I'm certain they'll be back with more numbers.
I figure I've whittled down my snack plate at this point.
Yep.
I will now offer it what's left to you.
I'll take a little bit that's left, yeah.
Very good. Did you bar the door?
Yes, I will bar the door.
yeah.
Okay. Very good. So, Wolf, the Hyoscine takes at the time that you would expect. She starts to relax a little bit and then drops full weight into your hand.
Yep.
You relate.
Which, oddly enough, as I realize I catch her, it's just barely even moved, and and it's once again, I'm sort of looking at my own muscles for a second, and then
And you lay your head
guide down. Yeah.
Okay. So the other 2 are going to ask you, Ayden, through the fog. You're going to hear this, and Ray, you will hear this too. They're going to say, "What did you do?"
I broke his nose.
And they both look from Sarah up at you, and then look again at him and say, "No,
sorry.
no, doctor,
Different
what did you
situation."
do?"
Do they translate that to me?
No one's
Because-
translated it.
No.
Oh, they
it's-
want to know what you did to her.
I've given her some medicine to help her sleep.
Well, do you tell him anything?
I'm gonna tell him something. I'm just trying to think if there's like a better way for non-medical people to know what that means. I'm
I
like,
gave her medicine to sleep. Medicine's a common enough
I
thing.
put
yes.
her to sleep.
he gave her sleep meds.
And they both of them nod, and they've moved slightly back to allow Dr. Wolfe access.
Yeah.
What do you do?
So at this point, I know with the Hyacine, her pulse should be slow and everything like that.
Yes.
I still want to take a test because even if then there might still be, even if she's unconscious, because I know she had some laudanum, there might be something else going on that her, even despite the, her current state, her pulse might still be.
Her pulse is well within the normal expectations of somebody that you have injected with hyoscine.
Okay.
So you feel like at least the physical reaction to it is correct.
Okay. So whatever's going on is mental. As far as I can tell. I'm going to do like a few other basic checks to make sure that there's like, once again, like check the head, make sure there's no trauma I might have
You
missed.
don't find anything as you do I would assume the cursory, you're not,
Yeah.
tearing her clothes off.
No,
But
of course not.
the cursory look, checking around, there's nothing that you're aware of. It would be very peculiar for it to be a pinched nerve, but it could have been that. But as you feel around, you don't feel the muscles tight now anywhere. And what you injected her with would not have released spinal damage.
Right. The abdomen, because that's where the crushing was happening.
Mhm.
I do check
Yep,
around
she
there
is-
through the
all
back.
the muscles have relaxed.
All the muscles have relaxed. Okay.
Right? Is there anything pushing you to go downstairs? It's gotten quiet.
I mean, I'm pretty antsy at this point.
That's why I'm asking.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna put the hideaway because I think at this point, if they were gonna come up, they'd be coming up.
Okay.
Gun will be just, I have quick draw, so I'll put it in my holster, but I'm not gonna buckle it.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll pick up my valise and I'll open the
My
door.
first thought is I'm not going to buckle the holster, so he stands up, clunk, 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 the whole gun bell goes down.
Oh,
But
no.
you mean you're not going to strap it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Yes.
strap it. Yeah.
You grab your valise, and
Yeah, and I'll just crack the door open a little bit, listen.
it's fairly quiet downstairs.
Oh my!
Not too quiet, just fairly
They're all
quiet.
dead.
There's
I don't-
something really bad happened, or really good.
I don't have psychology, but parapsychology, could I run through something like based on the supernatural experience we've had? What maybe...
So, yes, my question would be, you tell me what you think you're looking for, and then I will roll for you. What do you think you're going to find?
I'm thinking either simply because of all the experiences, like her potentially seeing the spirit trying to possess something, there might be some kind of she might still be mentally being tormented by the entity.
Okay.
That's what I'm
That's what you're
theorizing.
looking for?
Yes.
Very good.
You need a plus
What is your parapsychology?
2.
So, no, you are actually fairly confident that she is not.
Okay.
God, I have my cane in my other hand.
Very
I'm
good.
coming to talk to Ayden. I'm gonna sit next to him on whatever you're sitting on.
I'm
He's laying
on
on.
the floor.
I'm still on the floor. Let's
You
say-
come and kneel down next to him.
No, I'll just sit.
And what's Raya doing?
I am up by the door in
Okay.
case someone comes back.
And what's Ray doing?
I'm also at the other side of the door.
Very good. So the two of you are standing sentry on the door.
Yeah.
All right. Frankie, sorry.
So, you know about all this mumbo jumbo stuff.
Yes.
What are the chances of the ghost witch coming back into Ray?
Based on my research, usually if you drive a spirit out and you're successful, then they can't really inhabit the body. They've been driven out.
So he's
But
he's fine. We
I
don't gotta
would-
take him off the playing field or anything.
I hope he's fine. I'm not. I would hope my aunt would know for sure, but it seemed like the spirit left him or was driven out.
I want to look at Ray. Does he look like evil still?
So he looks like evil.
No, that's how Ray always looks.
Ray, why are you
No.
still floating like 3 inches off the ground?
Other than Ray being... Actually, you've pretty much seen him beat up most of the time, too.
Yeah.
So looks fairly normal at this point.
He's always like, proactive with your neighbors.
Yeah. Yes, every neighborhood has them.
All right, that satisfies Frankie's curiosity.
Okay.
He's not gonna get up though. He'll chill out still.
So, I'm up for moving this along. I'll run you through a little dialogue. So, you guys will sit for maybe an hour, hour and a half. The doctor comes down. I'm certain, because that's who you are, you're going to look over Cal. You're going to look over Sarah. You're going to look at Ayden. You're going to look over Ray. Seeing that they are in the state that they should be in after this, basically time to recuperate, Marud is going to take Cal upstairs.
Yeah. Wolfe
Marud,
makes sure that,
Yeah, Marud picks up Cal like Cal weighs nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Keep them level.
Up the stairs.
Yeah.
Ayden, are you going to stay here tonight or go back to your place?
I'll probably stay here. I'll probably try to clean stuff up. And
Okay.
things.
Ray, the floor?
Yeah.
And the chalk outlines and the wax?
Yeah.
Ray, are you going to stay here or go back next door where your room is?
I'm gonna crash on the couch.
Here.
Yes, here.
Okay. At some point later, the friends of Sarah are going to ask, wouldn't she be more comfortable? And she's going to ask you, Ayden, wouldn't she be more comfortable? Both of them come over, I'm sorry, and talk to you. Wouldn't she be more comfortable in a bed? Shouldn't we bring her either to her room or
Yes.
she can come stay with us? We would watch over her.
All right, I'll bring her over to your place.
So they're going to look to you. Are you going to lift her?
Yeah, I'll lift her.
All right, so go ahead and give me a vitality roll.
Oh, great. Now I'm going to drop her. What have I done?
Oh, no!
Oh, my God.
Oh, no!
Oh man.
What'd you roll?
Double one.
Double ones?
Yes, 1 1.
After all I've
All
done!
right, so you go to lift her up.
Uh-oh.
And
dies.
it's going to be a combination of the alcohol, which
Just
is in
wakes
your
up screaming
system,
again.
coming down from all of that. You pick her up, you kind of stumble. You successfully leave her there, but you effectively do a flip over her body, trying not to hurt her, and land flop against the chairs over there. For those of you who are down there,
I just die laughing
it
on
would
the couch.
it would be funny to anyone who has any kind of a heart. You won't be laughing. So Ray's laughing.
I'll come pick her up.
All right, and Frankie, go ahead and give me a roll. So Frankie comes over.
18.
Yeah, no problem. And Frankie lifts her up. The couple look at you, like just kind of, and I'm sure you're more chagrined than anyone else. So you're just kind of laying there, and they say, "This one is okay."
Yes. Ray taught me an Egyptian word.
Okay.
I'm gonna say move. And
And you're not saying it in any rude way.
no, just like, let's go, move.
Okay, and they look at each other, and they both look at you, and the male says, "Good day," and they walk ahead. So you go down the steps. It's dark outside. There are a few of the street lamps on. Across the street, up the stairs, they unlock the door, you go inside. Very similar house layout. They have you bring her upstairs. They have a room that she's obviously been staying in.
Yeah.
The husband will walk you back down the stairs. He says a word and then bows his head and then opens the door for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give him like a little bow, and then I'll just go back over.
All right, then down the stairs, across the street, back up the stairs,
Yep.
back in. So, other than that, Ayden's going to stay downstairs on the floor.
I'm just going to stay here for now.
Yep.
I've
Ray
done
is
enough
sleeping
damage.
on the couch. Are the other 4 of you going up to your rooms?
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean... Well,
All
I
right,
mean...
so
what,
Wright
well,
goes up to his room.
well, what are we doing? I'll say, what more is there to do?
I think that at least one of us needs to keep watch.
Yeah, it's been a super weird night.
And for both of you, remember you see
Amen.
Ray is laying on the couch right there.
I don't know him yet.
Okay. All right, I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I get that.
If you want, I'll go first, keeping watch.
Yeah, that works.
I'm going to I need to sleep. I
So
say,
Wolfe also goes to his room.
Yeah, this is probably the first time he's admitted he's actually needs sleep in a long time.
So again, to remind you guys, the rooms with big air quotes they've set up panel curtains between for sleeping cots.
Right.
For the four of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep in front of the door on the ground.
Okay. But you're gonna stay
Downstairs,
downstairs.
yeah.
So there's you can either sit on the cushions, lay on the floor around where Ayden is, lay on the floor on the stoop right in front of the door.
Yeah, I'm like
Ray's got the couch.
Yeah, I'm like inside the door on the floor.
All right, very good. Somewhere in the middle of the night, you get up, go wake Raya, and switch.
Yeah.
Next morning. So next morning, let me see who's. So Ray, I need a will roll from you.
Uh-oh. I knew the witch ghost was gonna come back.
Are you gonna get repossessed?
It's not the witch, it's his new hunger for human flesh.
16?
16. So you feel better. The sleep, which you got because nobody was waking up screaming or busting into your home.
Surprisingly,
the sleep was
night
good.
terrors.
The way that their house is set up, the front of the house stays dark. So as the sun comes up, you guys don't get a lot of light. So you're going to definitely sleep past any of you that would normally get up early, except Raya's already up. Any of you would normally get up very early. If you're tired, you're not going to be up. Which means Billings and Myling, they're up already.
Yeah.
So who else? Ayden was injured, but it was just the hand. So Ayden, go ahead and give me a vitality roll.
I'm just gonna stay here, guys.
I'm just gonna lie here for a minute.
Yeah. 18.
So 18. So the hand is bothering you. It's throbbing. But you can very definitely focus today.
Okay.
It's just going to bother you. You're not grabbing anything with it. Did you strike your useful hand? If you're right-handed, did you do the right?
No, it was my left hand.
All right. So you are right-handed. You struck your left hand with it. Wolfe, who has night terrors?
Everyone.
I do.
Okay. All right. Wolfe and Frankie also? Oh, dear God. All right.
Just
for each
what
of you.
now? The screaming bothers you?
Each of you give me your night terrors roll.
There's not a roll to that.
There's not.
Yeah,
It's
we just do it.
You guys just
we
have
don't, there's
them?
no
It's
real
just
negative
built in.
other than we just scream in our sleep.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
but
what-
right?
It's not like Deadlands.
So
All right. So no, that's good. That's good. Then it allows me to do what I originally was going to do. So Wolfe, if you will give me a will roll,
Okay.
you're going to subtract 2 from it.
Yeah.
Is
Mine's
this a
coming.
rope out roll?
No. What I'm looking at is the condition of everyone in the next morning.
I'm perfectly fine.
We'll roll. So give me a sec. Sorry.
Sad because I chose light sleeper.
With the -2, 14.
14. So you wake up. I'm not going to use the word refreshed, but you wake up even.
Okay.
You felt like you slept. You felt like you're ready to move forward. Frankie, you were not injured, correct?
Correct.
So I would like you to give me a will roll.
Will roll.
-2.
Okay, 16.
16. Same. You actually, with a 16, you feel good. Again, not rejuvenated, but you feel good. You, for some reason, got a good night's sleep. Dr. Wright, you were not injured, correct?
No.
All right. I'm going to have you give me an intellect roll.
Oh, no, that's actually all right. So I don't get to add my concentration.
Nope, you do not.
That's still pretty dope. It's 21.
21. So you wake up midstream in formula. It's something that you have been working on, trying to figure out why the fluids are not working in the artificial womb back home.
No.
You wake up at the end of the stream. Quickly, you're into your books, and you're there for about 10 minutes. Do you have, I think it's called Obsession? What is yours?
Yeah, obsessed.
All right, so Obsessed. And which level do you have it at?
Oh, only 3.
So is that a
Only 3.
16 or better to quit? Is that what the 3 is? Does
I
anyone
want to
know?
say yes.
I want to say that's about right.
I think it's
sounds
11,
about right.
14, and 16 for level 3.
I think so.
But go ahead and check for me.
Yeah, while I'm doing my watch in the morning, so Frankie was raised, like, helping out at the house, wherever he was, at the hotel, at the church. So he just starts cleaning. He's kind of, I don't know if there's a chimney here. No. He's going to
Probably
clean
not.
it. I thought it gets cold in the desert, though, at nighttime.
There might be a chimney.
He's going to clean it.
Frankie's going to clean the chimney.
Yeah, he cleans at houses. That's what he does. Because his whole life has been cleaning in the morning. It's a self-soothing thing. It's kind of like meditation.
I get you. I'm trying to think of how
Roll cleaning.
would it be. So it wouldn't be necessarily a chimney to sweep because you wouldn't have the equipment for it, but you could definitely clean out the ash bin.
Yeah,
The question is, where do you take it to, or do you wake Ayden up to?
Yeah, I'd wake you up.
All right, so you
that
you
goes
take
in the alley.
Yeah.
You want to help me clean up all of this?
Yeah,
Here?
totally.
All right, so that perfect cleaning.
So for the will roll, it's just a DR11 because rating 2 says a will roll DR11, and then rating 3 doesn't state anymore. It just says I have negative charm rolls that do not involve my work in some way, and I'm just usually pretty focused.
All
on
right,
it.
so go ahead and give me a DR14 roll.
Oh, what? And
You're in the middle of something, my man.
so will roll, but I get to add concentration.
This is groundbreaking.
Ooh, I'm gonna use one of my rerolls. That's actually not too bad. You said I need what?
14.
14. With will, that is it's 17.
So you're fine. So 15 minutes of writing it down, finishing up the numbers, you can also go down. Raya, you are fine in the morning.
Typically in the mornings, I practice. So I would probably go up to the roof and
Yeah, I was going to
practice
say, or in the
again.
backyard. You're not going to practice in this room.
Yeah.
Ha! Shh!
No, I'd probably go up to the roof
All right,
again.
very good. So
The first thing Wolf's about to do as he wakes up is he's actually, now that he's getting a chance to look at his muscles and stuff like that, he's about to like start taking like measurements of like changes, he's about to start this, but then he doubles over and like what he thinks for a moment is pain, but there's this horrible like sound as he realizes, oh god, I'm so hungry. I am so hungry right now.
Yep.
Like, I'm so hungry. Like, I'm, like, doubled over going down to, like, the kitchen. I don't care if anything's prepared. It's, like, almost like this frantic thing. I just start stuffing my face with
whatever you
whatever's...
can find.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like I would definitely notice this.
Yeah, you would definitely notice that.
I'm gonna come over to you. What is your problem?
It's only about there. It's like, I don't know how much I've gone through. I don't know what I've found.
Like raw meat?
I don't think he's...
No.
That's
There's
not left
no
on the
raw
counter.
meat in there.
Yeah. Like, whatever is there. Like, fruits,
There
bread,
may be
whatever.
cured meats. There may be some hard bread. There would definitely be different fruits.
So how different
go
do you
away.
look? Like, noticeably?
He gained 2 points in vitality. The answer is noticeably.
He's like, you know, it's, I mean, he wasn't like, you know, I mean, he was not well defined as an
Yeah.
individual. Now it's like, he's like, not like, you know, like, you know, Mr. Universe or anything like that, but he is like,
but you're different.
yeah, they're very
So-
different.
So for you, Frankie, go ahead and give me an intelligence roll.
Okay. 5.
Yeah, that's weird.
I love the laugh that went with that.
A workout!
This is what you get when you never skip leg day.
Well, yeah, so I'm just like, something's off about you today. Part your hair different?
It's just fruit juice is just dripping off his chin and stuff, and he's just like he's gone through. He spits out like a pit or something for a moment before he finally realizes what's been going on. It's just I have once I'm finished eating, I have some questions for you, Frankie. This is very important.
So when you're done eating, are you gonna try and drag Frankie into the backyard, that kind of thing, away
Somewhere from everyone else.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. There's a moment he's flexing, and then he stops for a moment. He goes, Frankie, when you were bit, have you noticed any physical changes? Not your like any like muscle growth or an increase in your reaction time. Anything else along those lines?
No. Everything's pretty much the same.
And when you heal, now, are there any like ghosts of scars, or do they completely heal over?
You know, to be honest, Dr. Wolfe, I don't think I've been injured since it happened, at least not to that level. Do you want to test it?
Go on,
Cut
stab
me, man! Cut me!
Stab me, dude.
I'll shoot him.
There's actually a consideration for that.
It's Dr. Wolfe's. It's a big part of Dr.
Yeah, it
Wolfe's
is Dr.
life's
Wolfe's. It's like,
work.
if you are comfortable with that, and as long as we're medicated.
Yeah, I think the best place would probably be, like, on my chest or something.
All right. I'll get the scalpel.
So you guys are going to sit in the backyard, and Dr. Wolfe is going to make an incision.
Mm-hmm.
Are you cutting deep, shallow?
Deep.
All right.
And I will put I have bandages and stuff. I will put them on there.
I get it.
Yeah.
Are you going to? You said deep. Are you going to stitch it?
It's itself, right?
Well, that's the test, is to see whether or not
So
there's
you're
going to be.
not going to stitch it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
How? Oh God. How? And Frankie, you're just dispassionately looking at this, right?
Yeah, I figure that this can further how to take out Thropes down the line.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like the thinking process. So, how big of a cut lengthwise?
Like from like it's a pretty.
So, like 4 inches?
Well, maybe yeah.
Yeah, on my non-dominant side.
Yeah.
Okay. So a 4-inch slice. Okay. And good God, did you guys do anything? Are we dulling the pain, or are you just slicing into?
I said medicated, so unless Frankie says like, nah, I'm not going to do anything other than the throat, suppressant. That's about it.
A morning regime.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't think that I would like. I don't know. You only have weird stuff, right?
What do you mean weird? What do you mean weird stuff?
Yeah, that's
Do you have like
weird.
What do you have in the valise
just
there?
like Dr. Wright stuff, or what do you mean?
I don't have cocaine.
I don't really want opium or anything.
I do not do cocaine, sir.
Or meth. I do not have meth.
I don't want any of the poppy shit. Like, just I don't know, anything normal.
The only thing I really have is hyoscine right now. I do have some maiden's hearts. I do actually I could get some maiden's hearts, but that's
What is maiden's
I
heart
am
do?
pretty much just
I believe that
Hunter S.
helps with
Thompson
healing.
in this.
But, yeah, no.
I'm okay.
Yeah, right now it's very the
Normal
test.
stuff.
So,
Okay.
all right, Frankie, bite down on this stick
So-
just so in case you do.
So
that a dog joke?
Dr. Wolfe.
No, that's so you don't bite your own tongue off.
So I'm going to have you make a medicine roll for the incision.
Okay.
You're not
some
invited.
old guy in the alley. Like,
21.
there goes the
All right,
neighborhood
so
again,
yeah,
and them
it's-
kids
it's-
cutting themselves in the alley.
It is a near perfect 4-inch slice.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie, this will be the way to do it. So go ahead and give me 2d10 plus your vitality. We are going to add 1 to that total roll.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Chop my head off.
20.
Well, no, it's an absolutely Jesus Christ. It's an absolutely.
I'm not trying to kill him.
I realize that. It's an absolutely perfect decision. It's wow. And that is
science.
minus your vitality. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, -4.
-4.
So,
Okay,
16
so
total.
it was an incapacitating wound. It's actually a serious wound.
Okay,
So-
which is good. So
Yeah,
Frankie
cool.
will recover
Right.
from it eventually, but it's just a matter of
Yes. Oh, you definitely will. So at present, the wound is going to put you at -2 coordination.
Okay.
And -2 to skill rolls until treated, so don't put that down. Just the -2 coordination.
Okay.
The -2 skill rolls, you're going to immediately treat it, which is to... Now, are you hitting Frankie with coagulating ones?
Stitch.
nope. I
Stitch.
don't have any
Right.
more of that.
Literally letting it bleed. So
Yeah, where all the bear doing is I'm at least keep making the pressure on it.
Oh.
We're sealing it and we're
Yes, Frankie?
I think that I don't suffer coordination.
Minuses?
Yeah,
Because of what ability?
because of tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
I do
all
not
right.
suffer penalties.
So, perfect. So don't even have that. So you
didn't
just
even
have
didn't need the stick to bite down on or
So
anything. It's like
you are bandaging it?
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it
Yeah.
bleeds profusely.
Yeah.
You do not appear to stop bleeding quicker,
Okay.
but you cover it, you hold it, it eventually stops bleeding.
I change it off.
Yeah,
I change
and
it
now
off
you're
a
going to
few
put a
times.
clean but still bandage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you guys head inside.
I'm gonna tell Raya I have a potential handicap. But other than that, yeah, business as usual.
Okay. What are you wearing?
Potential handicap.
I'm
On the upper chest. I'm just looking at the chest.
Yeah, so I'm wearing like a white flowy Victorian dude shirt because I have not picked up my Egyptian gear yet.
Okay. And obviously you would have taken it off to take the cut. Yeah, that wound is dead. So
Sorry.
So you guys come in, and as you guys are just kind of hanging around as everyone's starting to get up and get moving, anyone looking at Frankie is going to notice Frankie has a bloodline on the upper part of his chest in the shirt. Now, for anyone but Raya, at quick glance, it's going to look like maybe Frankie just got blood on his shirt from God knows what. But for Raya, you're going to know that is not blood spatter. That is not, oops, I accidentally rolled in blood. That's coming from the other side. So you can react to it how you wish.
Well, I came and found Raya.
Yeah, right. You walked right over.
What happened? Were you attacked?
No, Dr. Wolfe and I are experimenting.
Frankie, I expected better of you than experimenting.
You know, unfortunately, Raya, I have been burdened with, this beast, and I think it is my duty to educate the future Undertakers. What does it take to take me down? I think it's important knowledge.
I know exactly what it takes to take you down.
Well,
And I think that Dr. Wolfe is not the best person to be doing this.
well, hell, Raya, I don't like him either. But he does know his stuff.
Well, be careful.
As the day begins to go forward for you guys, what are you doing? What are the intentions for the day? I mean, you guys can hide out in the house. That's not a problem in any way, shape, or form. You guys will hear movement again in the streets. That's pretty normal from what you guys have seen for the last day or two.
After putting on my clothes and realizing in certain areas things are a little looser and things are a little tighter in new areas because of new muscle growth, I'm planning to go over to where Sarah is to check up to see if she's like woken up or where she's at.
Does anyone go with Wolfe as he heads out the front door?
I do want someone who can
Where
translate.
are you going?
I'm not leaving just yet. I am looking. Where's Ayden or Ray?
Right there on the floor.
Well, actually, no. I was cleaning stuff up in the morning.
Oh, all right. So he's right there on the floor cleaning the spirit circle
And if I was done
and
by
scraping the candle wax off of it.
and then at that point I was gonna go check on my arm.
Okay, on your hand.
Right.
Right.
Well, I cut the arm part.
Okay,
by part.
yeah. So it's not actually the hand you cut into the arm.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grosser, but got it. Right.
I mean, I will probably I'll check on Ayden. So make sure. I mean, if I'll ask if you want me to change your bandage or and.
No, I think I got it.
All right then.
And then I'm imagining when I go to the bathroom and I pull it off, it looks like it's healed, which will seem kind of weird, but it's all black and veiny.
And what is that coming from?
Because I took a physical corruption and I took cursed.
Ooh.
So I imagine that's sort of the manifestation of
Get a
it
little
kind of
wrinkly
thing.
hand.
Tiny hand.
Okay. All right.
My tiny hand.
Yes. Yes. So but you're envisioning that it is not healed, but
Well, I mean, it still hurts, or
All
stuff, but yeah, it's like definitely a weird coloration.
all right.
going
So
on.
angry Scar, but oddly angry.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you come back out, you'll see Wolfe is standing around with his valise. He is looking around. Now, Ray is there too. Do you specifically look for Ayden?
Well, I'm looking for Ayden because it's his aunt.
So Ayden comes out.
Ayden, I'm wishing to check on your aunt. Given everything that happened last night, I need to make sure that she's at least doesn't seem to be physically
And right, you're hearing
impacted, but I'm worried about after the events what happened to her mentally. I was hoping you'd be able to come with me. Family helps. Her seeing that you're safe and okay might help her.
Certainly.
All right.
So you guys head over there, knock at the door. As soon as pull your sleeves over your arms. The husband will answer the door. Notice that you're there. Pleasantries, bring you upstairs. Go ahead and give me Wolfe. Go ahead and give me a medicine roll.
I'm rolling real well today. 18.
So she is still out, which you still don't know the extent of the trauma. So it's not an unreasonable thing for her to be out.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, by this point, she's well past the house scene at this point.
Right.
So.
Everything otherwise is fine.
Yeah.
She is breathing seems to be normal. Pulse rate is down. You are not seeing any kind of abrasions or bruises coming up anywhere on the parts that you check. I mean, again, I assume you don't strip her down and look at everything, but you would look at key parts.
I still check at the abdomen, especially because that's where the big thing was happening.
And doesn't appear to be anything. Once finished, they're going to ask you, Ayden, they're going to say, we'd like to have her stay here until she comes due. Do you have a problem with that?
I don't.
She seemed to wish to stay here instead of over there, although I'm guessing the situation has changed.
Yes, it was addressed.
Good.
Thanks to her help.
Good. And then he sees you guys to the door. You guys head back over.
Well, before we leave, I'm going to kind of take her hand and just kind of pat it and stuff. Make sure she's, make sure she's knows we're here. Kind of.
If she's aware, she knows you're there. Yeah, I get that. All right. Down, out, back to the house. We're looking at maybe 9:30 in the morning at this point. Raya's workout is done. Ray is starting to get up. Everybody else is up and moving. Yes.
As soon as Ray gets up off the couch, he sits there, he kind of looks at himself. He's still injured because he doesn't have any weird fancy powers.
Right, yeah, of course.
Looks at it, he realizes he's still sore, and then he immediately goes into his workout routine. He just falls on the floor, starts doing push-ups.
All right.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. So, Frankie, you're going to see that. Raya's going to see that as well. I don't know if you guys want to match them, but the two of you guys come back in. So at that point, everyone's downstairs. Marood comes down, goes into the kitchen, doesn't say anything to anyone, comes back out with a plate of different things, hard meats and fruit, and walks upstairs.
Can I walk with him upstairs? I want to check on Cal. Like, is he doing okay?
So you ask Marood?
Yeah.
Says Cal is doing fine. You are welcome to attend. Opens the door, because again, Cal and Marood are one of the two that have their own room. Opens the door. Cal does not appear to be awake. He's not saying anything or moving at all. He's just laying there. Looking, Cal is in basically a large double bed, so not a queen, but there's a portion of the bed that has not been slept in. If you had any question, you're quite certain Marood was not in the bed.
Okay. I'm just going to say there's no need to wake him. Just if he does wake up, let him know that, I asked after him.
Very good.
And I'll take my leave.
Wolf's going to wait a little bit before he's going to... Because he will check on Cal, because, it's a lot of surgery and stuff.
Wolf's going to go up? Okay.
Eventually, if not
So
right
you
this
watch Frankie go up with Marood, and a little while later, Frankie comes down without Marood.
Yeah. I'm going to ask Frankie, how did... I'm planning to go up there in, the next hour or so. How did Cal look?
He looks fine.
Is he awake or is he still asleep?
I did not want to intrude, so I didn't go in all the way. He looked like he was resting.
Good.
So, about 15 minutes later, Mei-Ling and Billings come down. Billings is talking quietly with her, and as they get to the point where they can see you, Billings trails off. It doesn't sound like there was the hush-hush whisper type thing. He was just not speaking loudly, but they are no longer talking. They will walk to the bottom. Billings travels into the kitchen. Mei-Ling comes over to Ray. Where are you at?
I'm still on the floor. I'm currently on crutches.
So maybe moved over to bicycle or crunches, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So Mei-Ling will stand. And all of you guys will see this. She'll stand, again, very, very small, compact woman. She stands with her arms crossed, looks him over, and just watches him for maybe a minute. Billings comes back out of the kitchen, if you guys see, looks over at her. shoulders up and walks back into the kitchen. She watches him for like I said, for a minute or so, and then she nods once, turns around, doesn't say anything to anyone, and walks into the kitchen.
Good enough.
How dare she cuck me?
So there will be some quiet talk in there that disappears as you guys hear the back door open. We're at 10 o'clock. What do you guys want to do for the day? Or are we doing anything?
Since things have kind of gone left field, I'm going to go up and send a pigeon to the caravan, the guys out in the desert, and let them know that it might be a few days before we actually get out there.
Okay. So you head back over to your house.
Right.
All right. Is anyone going with Ayden over to his house?
I'm going up to check on Cal at this point because it's been,
I'll go with Ayden.
And you head over with Ayden. You head upstairs.
Yeah.
So a knock at the door. You hear a creak inside, and then Marud opens the door. He says, "Yes." Oh, doctor. Yes.
Yes. Is Cal awake?
Yes.
Would it be all right if I check to make sure the stitches held and see if the healing is?
Yes. And he steps back, opening the door for you.
Thank you, Marud.
So Cal is not saying anything, but Cal's eyes are open, and Cal is watching.
Hello, Cal.
Good morning, doctor.
How are you feeling this morning?
I guess as good as can be expected. Like a freight train hit me.
Well, it's good to know that demons of otherworldly natures can hit like freight trains.
This is something you've dealt with before, doctor?
Not at all.
Very good.
Just work. I've been told I need to work on my bedside manner.
Yes, you do. And Cal will roll the covers off of his body. Cal has the bandages that you placed in most of the areas. Cal is wearing effectively like a long pair of underwear from midline to the top of the knee.
Gotcha.
So Cal looks down and says, "You may continue."
Okay. I'm just going based off the way I was rolling the last time here. I'm just basically checking him and making sure the stitches are fine and everything like that. I know it's going to take a few days before he's...
Cal's a good specimen. There's nothing looks infected. Everything seems to be healing well. The places where the suture was set seems to be puckered in the way you expected. There's no crusted bleeding. There's no pus. At the time... You're still dealing with Victorian age, so one of the things that you would know to do, although Wright would be probably better at it, is to smell, smelling for rot. And you don't smell anything. Again, Cal seems to be a very good patient.
Well, you're in remarkably fine health, given your current situation. It doesn't seem that there's any signs of infection, especially and given we were dealing with an entity of unearthly nature. It's actually remarkable that there is nothing.
It's not something I've dealt with before, so I'm uncertain how it should be. You've dealt with this before?
As I've said, I've never dealt with anything like this before, so the fact that I'm not seeing anything either means we got to it in time, or it's something else that I'm not able to detect on a purely physical level.
Would you be so kind as to send Dr. Wright in?
Is there a matter of expertise that Dr. Wright has that I would not be able to?
Oh, no. Dr. Wolfe, you were exemplary. Nothing of the sort. I just have a few questions for him.
Very well. I will fetch Dr. Wright.
Okay. So, you head out.
Yep.
Down the stairs where you know Dr. Wright is. What do you do?
Dr. Wright.
Yes, my boy.
Cal is calling upon your expertise.
Well, I overviewed all the stitches you made. You did an adequate job on all of them.
Yes, I think that's the fact that it's an adequate job that Cal wants a second opinion.
All right, well, I finished my food. I guess I don't have anything else going on right at the moment. Okay, well, guess I'll go upstairs.
How slowly do you go up the stairs? I mean, is it plotting to the point where everyone's staring at you?
No, I'll get to the stairs and I'll kind of look up for a second and just think, and I'm just take a deep breath, exhale, and I'll walk up. And when I think I'm up the stairs far enough that nobody can see me, I'm gonna stop and look at my gun holster, and I'm gonna pop the strap. And I'm gonna cover it.
Oh no.
All right. So
make sure the cane's fully charged.
Yeah, the cane. I'm gonna
Going up the
pull the lever
stairs,
on
he is going to stand out. So, Wolfe, if you would like to give me a wit roll, Raya and Frankie, if you also would like to give me wit rolls.
Oh, what? I'm not doing anything sneaky.
10. I really don't care, apparently.
I got an 18.
Ripcord on
Right.
my cane.
18.
So, the two of you notice that Wright is not his normal self. I'm not sure what you would chalk it up to. I mean, it was a long night. A lot of stuff happened. There were effects that dealt with him. So it's however you guys want to read it.
What do you think he's coming down off of?
Yep. That is perfectly reasonable. So, Frankie, you've worked with the doctor for a much longer extended period of time, and you've seen the doctor lost in melancholy. You've seen the doctor absolutely flying. Now you realize better what it was, why he was flying.
Yeah.
But there is definitely something odd, and you will, I would assume, kind of just watch. So where no one else sees it, you do see him. You've heard Wolfe. You know he's going up to see Cal. You watch him at a point, just kind of look down. You can tell that he's released the strap on the gun, so it's an easy pull. Set his coat and then reset it over. Odd behavior, going and checking on a patient.
I'll signal for Raya to stay here, and I'm just gonna, once he's up the stairs, I'll go up.
Are
Stay
you
at the bottom of the stairs.
okay? Are
sneaking.
you doing some sneaking? That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me. I got to remember what this
Shadow.
Shadow. Yes, it's shadow for this game.
This is my moment. In my weakest moment, this is where I will kill Dr. Wright and get my revenge.
I'm gonna use a reroll.
Very good.
I'm gonna use the reroll.
Pulling this really long
If you want
blade
to spend a...
out of his cane, it just
No,
keeps
that'll
going
do
and
it.
going and going.
19.
So 19. So yeah, you're able to pad up the stairs quietly. Now, for Ray, Raya's aware of this. For Ray, Ayden, and Wolfe, Frankie is acting a little weird. Frankie is definitely walking up the stairs. On the cool side, you guys don't hear any noise, so that's just kind of interesting. But the way Frankie is moving up is just odd. I mean, you would expect that Frankie's going up to play a prank, like boo, that kind of thing. That's the way it looks.
At this point, I'm kind of like, well, not to say I'm not worried about my patient, but I'm kind of in the moment where it's like, they want Dr. Wright, and Frankie and Wright go everywhere, so I'm...
It's fine for you.
Wolfe's
Okay.
kind of writing it off for the most part.
Ray or Ayden, any?
Writing it off.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to go out for my run, but as I'm like just about to open the door, I move my hand away and just kind of like, maybe I'll stay here for a couple more minutes.
All right. Ayden, anything out of you, or just...
I'm just thinking to myself, oh great, what new fuckery is this?
Okay. So, right, you are at the door. There's only so slow you can inch
So
to
they
the
have
door.
like an actual door, not just a canvas.
Yeah, so Billings and Mei Ling have one of the two upstairs rooms that's a room. The second room is Marood and Cal, sorry.
Shoot, I would have brought my valise because they would need doctoring.
Yes, you would
and
have brought
I
the
have a
valise.
cane in the other hand.
Yes.
Oh, and you forgot it downstairs, so you have to go get
Yeah,
that.
I gotta go get it. Frankie! No. So I'll use my cane and I'll like lightly tap on the door.
Okay, so Marood opens almost immediately, a little unnerving. You weren't completely done with the tap, and the door opens.
Marood,
Please come in.
Okay. Yes, Cal, you said that you called for me.
Okay, and Frankie, Doctor walks in, Marood looks at you, gives you an odd look, and shuts the door. So you come inside.
Yes.
Cal says, Doctor, and Cal is currently under the bed clothing. Do you strictly focus on Cal?
Well, Marood is right next to me, so I mean...
Presently, yes.
Yeah.
He's shut the door.
He's always...
And it wasn't any wham!
Yeah.
And everything.
No hand on my shoulder,
No,
a little push
nothing
forward.
like that.
No, I mean, at this point, if
if Marood wanted me dead, I would have to act pretty fast, and I'd probably be dead.
Yeah.
So I will step forward, and I'll try to keep my ear to Marood, but I know I probably won't hear him no matter what he does.
Minister send their
what you
regards.
did.
What?
Yeah.
You gave Cal one, so Maroon's gonna take yours.
So, I'm gonna, I'll just walk up and be like, Cowboy, how are you feeling? It seems you sustained some pretty serious wounds, and...
I feel fine. I was hoping that you might give it the once over. And Cal flips back the covers. Cal is not, there's nothing crazy about this, but Cal's not wearing anything. The bandages are in place, but Cal is straight head to toe naked under there.
Okay.
Ah, I see. The test.
So, I'll look and I'll say, I'll say, well... That
Recognize
was
your handiwork.
a bit theatrical, Cal, but let me go ahead and take a look, and I'll come over and I'll set my valise on the bed.
Give me a wit roll.
That would be wit is a 17.
So with a 17, my question to you is: do you watch Cal either out of the corner of your eye or anything? Are you? Let me say it this way. Are you expecting something? Are you ready to react? Do you have a fear that something is going to happen? How do you envision yourself currently?
I do have a slight sense that something is going on, because this is strange.
Okay.
This is Cal clearly amplifying, or at least this is my paranoia.
Yeah, I'm good with it. That's why I'm
with it,
asking.
yeah.
All right. So with a wit roll, I'm going to say that you are on edge but in control with that wit roll. And where do you start? Cal has a number of wounds.
Yeah, so I'll set my valise, put down, start with the vitals, make sure Wolfe didn't miss anything there.
Nope. Cal is in excellent shape.
I'll say good.
Given their conditions.
Yes. All the vitals. Check out, Cal. Excellent. Now I'm going to, if you want me to examine, I'll need to remove the bandages, make sure the stitches are all holding up.
Very good.
And
do you at all ever, even for the slightest moment, bring your eyes off of Cal to check on Marood?
Yeah, I would say every so often I'll
every so often, so more than once.
I'd say every couple minutes. Just if I feel like he moves,
it doesn't look like he's. For that matter, when you that quick look, he doesn't look like he's breathing.
Okay.
It certainly doesn't.
How
look
far
like
away is he from me?
Cal's at the door. He's
Marood's
maybe
at the door.
6 feet, 5 feet away from you.
Oh no. Okay, so then probably not a bunch. So I'll look back. Yeah, after about a minute. Once
Marood starts clipping through reality.
All right. So
and also just to see the reaction, because I know inherently that they're close. So I know that he's going to be watching, making sure that I'm actually doing my job right.
So you take off the bandages. You make your first look at Marood. You take the vitals. You make your first look at Marood. You start taking off the bandages. You take your second look, and Cal says, "Doctor, are you nervous? Are you okay?
Are you nervous? Are you?"
I'll say, well, I wouldn't say necessarily nervous, Cal, my boy. It's interesting how quiet Marood can stand. It's a little unnerving.
His position in his tribe, when he used to be, was, I guess, the easiest. And while you're talking, are you?
Yeah, I'm working.
Or do you stop every time you talk to Cal and focus?
No. Okay. I know how to talk and work.
So Cal says his position was that the easiest thing to say would be Ghost Watcher. So Marood is very good. I have learned quite a number of things. Actually, your own companions, I believe, are learning quite a bit from him as well. He is a font of knowledge.
I could only imagine just seeing Marood in action the few times that I have.
Give me a medicine roll.
This is the thing Dr. Wolfe missed.
I'm sorry, you need extensive exploratory surgery. I'm going to use my final reroll.
Wait a minute, he left a pair of tweezers in here.
That's not good. You guys care if I use
Is that a Mento?
Piece
Is
of
that a
bubblegum?
Mento?
A hair tie?
A 19.
All right.
Did Wolfe just MacGyver this shit?
A whole bunch of dog fur?
So with a 19, all of the stitching work looks fantastic. As you're getting to the leg, which will be the last thing that you work on, Cal, you can feel Cal is sitting up just a bit. And Cal, as you're looking at it, Cal says, do you think the work is as good as yours?
Oh, well, I can't say it's as good as my work now, but perhaps when I was his age, it was close.
I would say the work you did was near perfect. And we'll end there tonight.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Why do I feel like Maroon's right behind me now?
It was really nice knowing you.
Yes.
It looks like he died from some sort of asphyxiation.
Alright, everyone. Next week when I die.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.